All right, coming up on today's show, DeMeco Ryans has how many interviews this week? There continues to be more Tom Brady to the Niners buzz this offseason. Who's hurt after Saturday? We'll take a look at the Niners injury report, and I have to go off against some of these people who are just ripping Brock Purdy after what was a pretty good performance in the first round of the NFL playoffs. All of this is coming up right now, so stay tuned right here on the Niners Report. Here we go. Happy Monday. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Hope all of your weeks are off to a fantastic start. And we begin with DeMeco Ryans, who is going to have a busy week, either preparing in the divisional round to take on the Cowboys or the Buccaneers, but also continues to get traction as an NFL head coach. He will be interviewing for 4 jobs starting on Thursday this week. And according to multiple reports out there, there are several teams still interested in DeMeco Ryans to be their next head coach. The list of squads that he will be Zooming with: Denver Broncos, Houston Texans, Arizona Cardinals, and Indianapolis Colts. All of these teams have requested several interviews with desired head coaching candidates out there, and DeMeco Ryans also atop that list as well. And what a run it's been for DeMeco, because it's not like he's been an NFL coach for a long time. After a great career at the University of Alabama, in which he was a consensus first-team All-American, he goes to the Houston Texans after being selected number 33 overall. He was a Defensive Rookie of the Year with Houston in 2006. Year after that, sophomore campaign, a first-team All-Pro, a 2-time Pro Bowler with Houston. Then he went to Philadelphia to round out his career and played good football with Philly as well. Then Kyle Shanahan, when he gets the head coaching job, notices, okay, DeMeco Ryans had a good collegiate professional career. I'm going to bring him onto my coaching staff as a defensive quality control coach to allow him to get his feet wet as a coach in this league. He made a very good first impression, because the following year, he becomes the inside linebackers coach. He held that post up until 2020, and the last 2 years, defensive coordinator for San Francisco. What happens next? Is he going to land one of these head coaching jobs? Potentially, probably. I think he's a really good candidate. Or is he going to return to the Niners? We'll see. Only time will tell. But what he's been able to do this year, on top of the body of work last year, has been really impressive for one of the best young defensive minds in the National Football League. In the regular season, San Francisco's defense ranked first in points per game, first in yards per game, first in points per play, fourth in yards per play. Their third down conversion rate, about middle of the pack in the NFL. We kind of saw that trend continue against Seattle on Saturday. Red zone scoring percentage, 20th, not great, but opposing touchdowns per game, very good. Third in the league at less than 2. Yards per rush, top 2 in the league. Rushing yards per game, number 2. And the development of Nick Bosa continues to be phenomenal. I think he's the defensive player of the year. 18.5 sacks helps him get that honor if he does end up getting it. And for DeMeco, let's say you're running a business. You want to make a quality hire, and you want to find a new CEO. It's basically what a head coach is in the National Football League. You look for intangibles. You look for a very good resume. You look for a bevy of skills. And DeMeco Ryans has all of that, as he checks all of those boxes, and that's why he's going to interview with 4 gigs and 4 organizations all throughout this week, starting on Thursday. He's a defensive mastermind. You can certainly check the box there as a player, a former All-Pro and Pro Bowler, so he has the necessary playing experience to be revered and respected in that locker room. Players do really look up to him as a leader and a very good communicator. He has a strong presence in the locker room and is very well respected because of what he did at Alabama in the pros and what he's done as a coach. He has not been over his skis one bit since being the defensive coordinator for this football team. And because of his time as a coach, because of his time as a player, DeMeco Ryans does have the necessary connections to build a good staff around him if and when he becomes a good head coach. And of course, he has to get that offensive coordinator job right. Working under Kyle Shanahan, given Kyle Shanahan's coaching tree, he should be able to do that. And I will say this about DeMeco. All of these interviews before a playoff game, the process of this over the course of the NFL offseason, for those teams who are not in the playoffs than for a team like the Niners who are in the playoffs. I don't love the process of this. You can say it's not a distraction all you want, but think about it. When you still have to go to work 5, 6, maybe even 7 days a week, and you have to handle the necessary tasks at your current employer, but you're interviewing for another job out there, your full level of concentration and your focus is not going to be on the task at hand, which is your current employer, how you're getting your paycheck. Your concentration is going to be directed a little bit toward trying to get that next job and trying to game plan against either Tom Brady and the Bucs or the Dallas Cowboys, with the divisional matchup coming up on Sunday. Concerns me a little bit because his full focus is not going to be on game planning, even though it's later in the week, and by that point, you kind of already have an indication of what you want to do. Hopefully for DeMeco, he can handle all of this. He can land that head coaching job, but in the meantime, lift the Niners to that 6th Super Bowl in franchise history. And for Kyle Shanahan, let's give him credit here, folks. He is a very good head coach developer, right? Robert Saleh, Mike McDaniel, now DeMeco Ryans. He helped Matt LaFleur get a job. Mike LaFleur might be DeMeco's future offensive coordinator. The Kyle Shanahan tree is revered and respected, and we see those fingerprints all across the NFL. Before we continue to keep it moving here on today's 49ers Report, please make sure you subscribe to the show. We are past 75,000 subscribers, looking to get to 76,000. So if you want videos every single day on the San Francisco 49ers, news, rumors, analysis, all 22 live shows and watch parties, lock us in and subscribe today. More Tom Brady rumors. They just will not stop. Brady continues to be mentioned as an option at quarterback for the Niners in 2023, even though Brock Purdy continues to play really good football and sling the pill. Here's the latest on Brady, and from over the weekend, this report came from Ian Rappaport. He had said the Niners still an option for Brady next year, as he's set to be a free agent after the 2022 campaign. The Las Vegas Raiders are said to be, according to Albert Breer, 100% in on Brady. What Breer said last week, we're not sure what Brady wants to do, but the Raiders 100% interested in TB12, the owner of 7 Super Bowl championships. And why Brady continues to get linked to the San Francisco 49ers? Well, he grew up in San Mateo. He was a huge Niner and Joe Montana fan. There was mutual interest back in 2020. San Francisco has a great supporting cast, which can take some of the pressure and ease the burden off of Tom Brady's shoulders, as he's already very old. The defense will still be elite next year because all these players are still under contract for the most part. And Tom Brady, a team that makes sense for him, it's San Francisco because of all the complementary pieces. He's a good scheme fit in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Offensively, they have a plethora of weapons. Defensively, they're still really good, and it would allow him to get that coveted 8th Super Bowl championship. There's also this narrative out there that Tom Brady's cooked, that Tom Brady can't play any longer. I just disagree. This year, on a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that struggled to find its footing offensively, I thought that Brady was actually pretty solid. Now, he did get dominated by the Niners a couple of weeks ago, but the Niners did that to a lot of opposing quarterbacks this year. Here in 2022, Brady still completed 67% of his passes for nearly 4,700 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 picks. Those numbers in a quote-unquote down year for Brady. But I'll tell you this, and Ian Rappaport did say this and report on this prior to the Niners beating the Seahawks for the 3rd time on Saturday. Thanks to everybody who joined our watch party, by the way. 100,000 people throughout the day. The play of Brock Purdy has certainly changed this conversation. Purdy won a playoff game. If Purdy wins another playoff game and continues to play this well, and stay tuned, we're about to talk to Purdy, then the Niners not going to need Brady. Why pay Brady when you're paying Brock Purdy about $1 million per year in base salary because he was Mr. Irrelevant, selected with that last pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? Financially, it doesn't make sense. And then from a playing offensive standpoint, Brock Purdy is playing great. Why replace him if the team is certainly rallying around him? Now, speaking of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady, playing the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round here on Monday Night Football, who would you rather face if you're San Francisco? Let me know in the comment section. TB for the Bucs, DAL for the Cowboys. Either way, I think San Francisco can roll and they can beat either of those opponents. Today's show, it is presented by Rocket Money. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions and start saving money today with the Rocket Money app. Free download at rocketmoney.com. Niners. Are you wasting money on your subscriptions? Get this, 80% of people have subscriptions that they forget about. Maybe for you, unused Amazon Prime account, Hulu account that never gets streamed. This app, formerly known as Truebill, is awesome. It helps me keep track and manage all of my expenses, and because of it, I no longer waste money on unnecessary subscriptions. The app shows you all of those subscriptions in one place, then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find those subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for, and you may even find out you've been double charged for one. And to cancel them, all you have to do is press cancel right on the app. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. So get rid of those useless subscriptions today with Rocket Money. Head to rocketmoney.com/Niners. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. It's aesthetically pleasing. Is the app also easy to use? Optimize your finances today with Rocket Money. To the Niners injury report. They have now gone through 19 weeks of football so far, 18 games, and San Francisco really the healthiest that they've been all year, which is actually pretty crazy. Kyle Shanahan did say today, the only two players on the injury report coming out of Saturday's victory, it's Jawan Jennings day-to-day with an ankle, Samson Ebukam with an ankle as well. Jennings did post a picture of him in the weight room, so it looks as though he's okay. And for Samson Ebukam, a very good and underrated pass rusher who's probably going to get paid this offseason, potentially too expensive for the Niners' liking. He is trending in a good direction as well. Speaking of this game coming up, either against the Cowboys or against the Bucs, we're going to be doing another watch party for it. Can we top 100,000 views from last week? I think so. $2,000 in Super Chats. Let's get it. Pre-game show starts 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going live an hour before kickoff on Sunday. Please make sure you join us for our divisional round watch party here on the Niners Report. And another reminder to subscribe. This Brock Purdy slander that I'm seeing on social media is just crazy. Did nobody watch the game on Saturday to see how he adjusted to the early nerves and ended up playing a very good football game where he was pretty much flawless in the second half en route to another dominant Niners win? When I took a look at my social media pages over the last day and a half, this is all the blasphemy that I was seeing. He wasn't good on Saturday. He missed several touchdown throws, and he certainly missed a couple of big plays, no doubt about it, but any quarterback throughout any game does. People have said he's overrated and overhyped, that he's a system quarterback, and the 49ers right now are a lucky team to be in the divisional round. All of that is ridiculous. Why? Because Purdy continues to prove the naysayers and the detractors wrong with his play, and I also love the swagger and the confidence that he has and the short memory. There's no doubt that early in the playoff game against Seattle, he did miss some throws. He missed some reads. He was a little bit errant, and it looked as though he was suffering some from nervousness. But then Purdy turns it on in the second half, puts the pedal to the floor, becomes the only rookie quarterback of all time to throw for 4 touchdowns in a playoff game. And despite missing some of those early tosses and being choppy a little bit early in that football game, particularly in that first half, he finished with a 131.5 rating. And with Brock Purdy as the starter, you want to tell me that he's a system quarterback, that he's no good, that he's lucky? San Francisco's offense has elevated with Purdy as the team's starting quarterback after he replaced Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what the Niners weren't doing with Jimmy G as QB of this offense in Kyle Shanahan's scheme? Averaging nearly 35.5 points per game. With Purdy, he's unlocked an element in which this team is now going vertical through the air, and their ground game is even more lethal, and he's making plays out of structure in a very unique and special way. It's almost like a rookie quarterback making his first playoff appearance ever had some nerves. Are we not going to factor in human nature here? Did we not just see Trevor Lawrence throw 4 interceptions in the first half alone in his first playoff game? Can we give these young quarterbacks some time to ease in to the pressure cooker? Once Purdy did that, he was just fine. You want to tell me that Purdy is a system quarterback? He has been making plays out of structure once the pocket breaks down, twirling out of the pocket, extending plays with his legs to either throw it or run it in a very Fran Tarkenton or Patrick Mahomes way. I don't understand why people are trying to shit on Brock Purdy when the story of Purdy is magical. Last pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. He has defied all of the odds. He's proven everybody wrong. He continues to play stellar football, and this Niners team with him is better than it was with Jimmy Garoppolo, more explosive, more consistent. They're putting up more points, and Purdy himself has shown anticipation. He's shown accuracy. He's been able to deliver the football downfield. He's hitting a bevy of weapons. Yes, Kyle Shanahan has put him in a position to succeed, but you have to give Purdy credit for actually completing some of those throws and being efficient in the process. So let's go, Brock. BCB, stand up. For all the naysayers and the haters out there, F them. Type F the haters down below in the comment section. And Brock, I told you this message on Saturday. Just keep being you. And I actually look at Saturday's game as a positive, and I said this in our post-game show. The fact that Purdy had to deal with adversity early, the fact that Purdy had to overcome those early struggles is a positive in my eyes because now he knows what the pressure of a playoff game is like. And now he can use that to his advantage to settle down in the divisional round and not suffer from all of the nerves that maybe he suffered from early in that game against Seattle. This is a special story, and the fact that people don't enjoy rooting for it, it boggles my mind. Real One roll call. If you made it this far, let us know in the comment section by typing Real One down below. As always, we appreciate all of your support right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. And be sure to subscribe because we're going to be giving you videos every single day in the lead up to Sunday's game because that's what we do. Win or lose, we're here for the faithful. You're here for us, and we greatly appreciate it.